So now we are talking about the second topic. The second topic is we have to find out electric field intensity, uniformly charged, non-conducting spherical shell. So what we have to find out? We have to find out electric field intensity, okay, intensity uniformly charged non-conducting, please remember this, non-conducting spherical shell. So we are talking about a non-conducting spherical shell. What we have to find out? क्या find out करना है? We have to find out electric field intensity. It is uniformly charged, non-conducting. Non-conducting means the electric field is present inside as well as outside. In previous case, inside electric field was zero. Understood? Because that was his conducting spherical shell. Now we are talking about non-conducting spherical shell. So let's start here. The other understanding I already given to you. What type of the things we are going to be covered here. Let's try to discuss. This is your sphere. Over this positive charge is distributed. Whatever I am speaking and orally giving the understanding, all these things I have what attached in the PDF file. You can go through it. Minute to minute understanding and notes I already given in that particular sheets. Okay, this is the videography understanding in a detailed manner. This original sphere is consisting radius is r. See, this is non-conducting. Outside charge is distributed as well as inside charge is distributed. Okay, over this particular case. So this is a diagram number figure of non-conducting spherical shell. Non-conducting spherical shell. So this is a non-conducting spherical shell. Now we are talking about here three stages. Okay, by using Gauss law, same as previous, but the case is different. Is non-conducting. In previous case, only the charge is distributed outside the surface. But in this case, the charge is distributed outside as well as inside. Okay. Let's consider the point P, which is the outside. Electric field is E here, and theta is equals to 0 degree. In all the cases, theta is equals to 0. By using Gauss law, the electric flux phi is equals to close integration E dot ds summation q upon epsilon naught. Now another understanding we have to be create in our mind. Sir, this is non-conducting spherical shell. Charge is distributed outside or inside. By means what type of charge distribution it consisting? It consisting volume charge distribution. Previously it was consisting surface charge distribution because the charge was distributed outside the surface. Now the charge is distributed outside as well as inside. So inside it is three-dimensional because it is a sphere. Outside it is the surface. So it cover 3D surface. So it cover 3D, 3 dimension. So we can say that it is a volume charge distribution. It is a volume charge distribution. So the electric fields, but here the charge is distributed along the volume. So we know that rho is equals to Q by V. But you know the shape of the surface, shape of the object is spherical. Shape of the object is the spherical. So what we are talking about? Volume of sphere Q divided by, what is the volume of sphere? 4 by 3 pi capital R cube, because we are talking about the original sphere. See, this is the outside. It is called imaginary sphere. It is called imaginary sphere. This is imaginary sphere and this is real. Okay. Now we got Q divided by 4 by 3 pi R cube, because it is the volume of sphere. Now what is Q? Rho into 4 by 3 pi R cube, equation number 1. Okay. Now from this particular property of the Gauss law, statement of Gauss law, E will outside ds. Okay. Now Q is replaced by rho into 4 by 3 pi R cube. Okay. And divided by epsilon naught. Here also at 3 stages we have to be find out electric field. Number 1 stage is electric field outside. Currently we are finding electric field outside at point P, where electric field and point P both are in same direction, so theta is equal to 0. And we know that surface area of the sphere, electric field is associated with this surface area. So we are not going to use 4 pi capital R square. We are using here E into 4 pi small r square. Why small r square? Because we have to find out electric field at imaginary sphere. We don't want to find out electric field at original sphere. That's why we have to be take small r. We have to be take small r, the radius of imaginary sphere. So previously I already explained, similar to that particular thing is available. Only the difference is the type of distribution is volume charge distribution. The type of distribution is volume charge distribution. Okay. So now E into 4 pi r square, rho into 4 by, so this is 4 pi r cube and divided by 3 epsilon naught. The 3 will become in denominator. 4 pi cancel out. Okay. So now we got it. Electric field at outside, rho into r cube and divided by 3 epsilon naught r square. So we got it, electric field at outside. So what actually the relation here? E is inversely proportional to r square. It means E increase or decrease when r will be decreases or increases. So this first condition we got it. Now we are talking about another condition. Another condition is we have to find out electric field on the surface of sphere. And you know always surface of sphere, on the surface of sphere, on the surface of sphere means small r is equal to capital R. So here E on is equals to rho into capital R cube divided by 3 epsilon naught. It is replaced by r square. It is going to be cancelled. Rho r into 3 epsilon. Okay. You can see from this particular thing, there will be no small r. There will be no small r means electric field does not depend on imaginary radius. It means electric field is maximum. Electric field is maximum. So previously also we did the understanding about that. In that particular case, small r we don't have in the mathematical expression of electric field. So now also we don't have E on the surface of the sphere. So electric field is maximum. In the both the cases, conducting and non-conducting, electric field on the surface of the sphere is maximum. Okay. So now we are talking about third case. E inside. See, in this case diagram is different. This is your original sphere. Original sphere is radius r. Now this is small r. This is your imaginary sphere. because inside we have to find out what electric field means. This point P will be coming inside. This point P will become inside. So charge is distributed inside this spherical shell. Here also charge is distributed, but see, this imaginary sphere is covering some particular charge and also leaving some particular charge. कुछ ही charge cover कर रहा है. कौन cover कर रहा है? Imaginary sphere, which consisting the radius is small r, but the radius of capital R consisting total charge of this whole sphere, but the small sphere is leaving the number of charges. So we have to find out total charge, which is what? Less than as compared to the charge previously consisting by the big sphere. So how can we find out? We know the charge distribution is, it is volume charge distribution. In this volume charge distribution, we have to find out Q dash. Q dash is equals to rho into 4 by 3 volume of the sphere, and it is pi r cube, because we have to take small r. We have to take a small r, and previously from this you can see that rho is equals to Q by 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this expression, this mathematical expression we are putting in this case. This is Q dash. Q dash means this overall charge is, we are assuming Q dash. This overall charge we are assuming as a Q dash. Please try to understand. This overall charge is only this particular. This sphere is having whatever the number of charges, it is called Q dash. The whole total charge is called Q. But we are not considering total Q, we are only considering Q dash. So now we are replacing this rho by using this Q upon 4 by 3 pi r cube multiplied with 4 by 3 pi small r cube. So 4 by 3 cancel, pi to pi cancel, we got q r cube upon capital R cube. Okay. So now by using Gauss law, phi is equals to E ds, by means E is taking outside directly, and here we are talking about Q dash upon epsilon naught. Q dash upon epsilon naught, the value of Q dash I am putting here, it is Q R cube upon capital R cube, or you can say that if this is Q, so we are putting here Q. So now E into 4 pi r square, electric field associated with this sphere surface area, so total surface area of the sphere is 4 pi r square, and Q r cube divided by r cube. So this r square, only one is remaining now. Okay, so this is not an difficult things you can't able to understand. Here one thing is remaining, epsilon naught. So here also epsilon naught. So Q into r divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into r cube. So this is the expression K, because 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is K, Q r upon r cube. So we got the expression, see E. The small r is in numerator. Now we got the expression E is directly proportional to R. E is directly proportional to R. So this is very easy. Now we are drawing the graph by which you can able to understand how can we draw the graph. So let's start here to draw the graph. This is E and this is R. As you know that this is the maximum condition. Capital R is equals to small r, and this is E is inside, this is E is on, and this is outside. See, this is outside condition. Electric field is outside is inversely proportional. Inversely means previously we draw on the graph. E is inversely proportional. Okay. Inside directly proportional means the graph is in increasing order. Okay. This graph is showing that variation of electric field with respect to distance, means electric field inside in increasing order. When distance is increases, electric field increases. Outside distance is increases, electric field will be decreases. I hope so you understood the derivation, which is non-conducting sphere based. And if you have any doubt, you can comment in the section. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope so you understood all the concept. Okay, was